Bam, we're here. Welcome live. Welcome to the live stream. A little technical difficulties there, but we got it handled a couple of minutes late, but we still on time. Welcome to Lawsuit School. I'm Coach Neighbors, and today we're going to chop up some stuff. Let's just get everything lined up here. Now, for you guys that are coming from Facebook, please follow this link and give StreamYard permission to use your Facebook name. So follow that link and then click on whatever they tell you to click on, whatever, and then that way we'll be able to see who you are. Otherwise, you show up as Facebook user instead of your username. So. And I'm just going to let that roll there for a minute or two while we get everything lined up here. So welcome to Legal School. I provide tools, you do the work. I'm Coach Neighbors. So tonight, if you guys read the thing, you know what we're going to be talking about. If you were ever violated in court and on the way home, you realized that the entire court hearing was staged. Yep, the entire court hearing was staged, and you never had a chance. They weren't going to give you a chance to listen to nothing that you had to say. But you realize they already had their game plan together, and they executed it like professionals, like they'd done it a whole bunch of times before. While leaving you feeling at the time that the judge cared about you. A little, maybe. Well, tonight we're going to chop up an update that we received from Niik, and I posted it in the notification that we're going to have streamed so you guys can read it. So I don't have to do a screen share and do all that because that takes a lot of time doing that, and the whole time it's rolling. So we're just going to go right. But before we get started, you guys please hit that like button. Hit that like button and let YouTube and everybody else know that you appreciate and respect what we're doing here. And also subscribe and click on those ads so that I can get paid. And we about to get started right now. But we gotta change the banner thing. And we got a comment. Belinda, greetings. Yeah, I finally saw your requests, Belinda. You know, you send me several emails. I don't look at those all the time. I'm kind of busy doing other stuff. And the way my program is structured for the new people, I expect you to ask me your questions in Facebook Messenger or whatever to make sure that you're on board and you understand where you're headed. Before you start asking questions, because the group is not there to answer your questions or to help people catch up or figure out what they're supposed to be filed or none of the group. That's not what the group's for. The group is a coaching group for my coaching, my program. So that's how it goes. So I'm the only one that's going to be helping you in the group. And some people are freaking out because I don't let them in the group right away. And if you don't get in the group right away, like in some people's case, I just don't have time to go look every day. In some people's case, you're not going to get in the group until I feel like you understand what we're doing and you feel like you can do it by yourself. Most of the people that are in a hurry to get in the group are wanting to get in the group so they get somebody to help them. Or they want to get in the group so they can get the fast track. Well, there's no fast track if you watch my live streams online. We don't cut these. That's the corner of my. I don't have the sign to stick up right now. We don't cut those. So, and sometimes people get maxed out and they're like, I should know. I don't get excited. I don't because I know that you got the fire. You need to learn how to use it. That's the problem. You need to learn how to use it. Once you do that, you don't need to worry about all of these things that you're worried about. All of this stuff that people are worried about, it stuff that happened to them in the past. That crap is not happening to you in my program. So I'm like, why would you be looking behind you? You need to keep your eyes up, eyes up here. Yeah. So, all of the stuff that happened to you in the past is irrelevant here, because I guarantee you're not going to be doing the same thing now that you did then, the same thing then that you was doing now. I don't know how you can spin that out, but I can guarantee you that. So if you spend the time to understand the documents, to study the documents, I'm not an attorney, okay? I play football in college and I box. Those are two things not smart people do. So I like to keep it simple. And guys, you know what? While I'm on this good wagon, this is the good wagon, what you guys don't understand is that the facts trump all of their crap. Pretty much it. The facts trump. Now think about it. If you understand the true facts, well, there's no need to go to case law. If you understand the facts and you know how to stick them in their face and make them liable for them, there's no need to worry about case law. There's no need to worry about none of that stuff. All you need to do is get your first thing filed. And people don't realize that the attorney's number one job. Does anybody know what the attorney's number one job is? I'm going to leave that out there for a minute. Somebody let me know what the attorney's number one job is, number two job is, and I don't know, you can go down as many as you want to. Okay, and if you know this, I guarantee you that the client's ass is not going to be in that list. But that'll be interesting. I want someone to post if you guys know what the attorney's number one priority is. Number one job, the number one job, the attorney. The only thing the attorney cares about. The number one thing the attorney. Okay, you take this out, and the attorney is going to come and ask you. Get the gusto mas. What would you like more? Yes, what would you like? DJ, you're close. You're very close. You're very close. Could you be more specific? Who is the attorney going to protect? The number one person the attorney is going to protect. The number one person the attorney is going to protect. Now, I'm just going to leave that out there and let you guys think about that for a minute. Now, think about it. Someone said, let's see here. Here's that banner. You guys come here from Facebook, go to this link and give StreamYard permission to use your Facebook username. And then we can see who you are, not just Facebook user, because I might not want to click on it. All right. Yeah. Nikki, you got that right. It is the judge. The attorney's number one job is to protect the judge. And you all are wondering why we had the judge. Well, no, we don't have the judge because it's never one attorney's job to protect the judge. We had the judge because the judge signed on to give your house away without an injured party or damaged property. The judge signed on to give your house away because the attorney is the only one that signed the documentation to start that whole process. The attorney is the only one coming after you. The lender has not signed anything. The lender has not signed anything. The attorney is the one that's coming after you. And for the people who don't figure that out, and I was putting together another presentation, and one of the things that was for the people who don't figure, for the people who go into court with the lender on their paperwork as a defendant, may well throw your own shit in the yard. I'm just saying. I mean, because that's reinforcing their fraud. If you got the lender on there and the lender didn't sign the document that was used to initiate the foreclosure against your property, and the attorney didn't put any documentation in court to verify agency, then the attorney is the one that's suing you. There's no lender. And people don't get that. So if you add the lender, then the judge is going to conclude that you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Well, you don't know what he's talking about the lender or about your about your paperwork that you filed. There's no lender. And if you add the lender on there, then they're going to think that you think there is a lender. So they're not going to listen to nothing that you say. They're just going to ignore you. As long as you talk about the lender, then they're going to do the same thing that we do to them. We call timeout, and then we put the ass on ice. and that's what they're going to do. No, that's actually like 4 or 5 down. That's 4 or 5 down. So the attorney's number one job is to protect the judge, protect the court, protect the law firm, protect himself, and protect the public. Now, if I remember correct, when I studied this, it was a while back. The client's ass wasn't on. I'm just saying, the public. Their job is to protect the public. Now, what the hell does that mean? Okay, that's for another stream. Let's stay focused. Well, he's not worried about protecting himself because they built the whole system that you're all using. The conventional system was structured by them for you to use while they beat you in the face, while they beat you down. And for me, if I was going to do that, I would make sure that the system that I made for you to follow does not allow you to kick my ass at the end. So I'm just saying, you would do the same thing, right? So all these people want to follow their statutes and statutes. Oh, wait. There's statutes. The number one reason why they don't have jurisdiction to take your property or to lock you up without an injured party or damaged property is because the statute that they're used for foreclosure in your state, the state foreclosure statute, is not a valid law. It's a policy. It's not a valid law. It doesn't have an acting clause, doesn't have a title or a body, which are the 3 things that must be present for something to be considered a valid law. A code is not a valid law either. Nope. None of them give the court jurisdiction to move forward with anything without an injured party or damaged property. And that's also in my paperwork, in the lawsuit package. But we don't focus on that because people just don't freaking get it. Everyone thinks that you can look up what a damn statute is right now. It's a policy. A policy is something put out by a corporation. It's not a law. So, welcome, Gino. There you go. Nice to know who we're talking to. DJ, I'm thinking nothing ever went well for you when you when you had an attorney. No, that's not the way it goes, dude. That's not the way it goes. You can pay an attorney a whole bunch of money, especially in foreclosure. You can pay an attorney a whole bunch of money. In the end, they're going to throw your ass to the wolves. And when you run out of money, And the reason they don't help you, attorneys won't help you in foreclosure because their buddies down the street are the ones that are foreclosing on you. And the reason they won't help you when you jam them up with the fire that we bring to the table is because their buddies know that you could turn that on them. Well, why would they worry about that? Because they're doing the same shit. They're doing the same thing. And that's why they won't help you. No, Belinda, the lender doesn't do none of that stuff. This stuff is done by an attorney. Now, I'm not going to argue with you about this. I've been doing this a long time, and in my coaching group, I have over 700 people in that group, and a lot of those people are legal coaches. They're property owners. They're real estate investors who are helping people that they sold houses to keep their property. Dude, there's a lot. And this is why I want to make sure that the people in the group that are admitted into the group have a basic understanding of what we're doing, so that and no, there's none of that. There's no affidavit. Besides, in my mind, the affidavit is useless unless the person that wrote the affidavit can show up and be there or whatever. And if you check the affidavit for what they're doing to you was attested to by the same attorney that signed the shit to come after you. Okay, it was attested to by the same attorney that signed, so the attorney attested to his own BS. Yeah. It's like, people think, how can they get away with that all day long? Because people believe they need an attorney. People believe they can't do it. People believe they need legal coach to help. Well, you do need somebody to help you with the documents. Most people do. But the rest of it, the civil rules of procedure, the civil rules of federal procedure outline the steps that people are supposed to be taking. And I can guarantee you, in the thing that we're going to look at, that we're going to talk about, the steps were that they wanted this person to take were not in the civil rules. They were in the local rules. The local rules are the rules that they make up for their attorney friends, and in my opinion, they make that shit up for them to be able to speed things through the court faster. Yeah. Well, we're not here to talk about your case. I want to go ahead and get done what we got on the table tonight. So, because then if I start doing that, then everybody's going to start doing that, and then I'm already off base here and spent like some time discussing some important thing. Another important thing I want to talk about. Please do not call me while you're driving. Okay? Don't call me while you're driving. And if I call you and you're driving, you should say, "Hey, coach, I'm driving. Get the hell off my phone." Don't call me, don't talk to me on the phone while you're driving. Number one, it's dangerous as hell. Right, that's number one. Number two, you're not going to remember a damn thing that we said. So if I can spend 20 minutes talking to you on the phone, going over the game plan, whatever, we got this all worked out. Yeah, if I don't know you're driving, and then in the end of all that, you're telling me, "Oh, I'm driving, so I'll call you back when we get home." No, you just used up your time. Oh, yeah, so, and I had one person, I told him, "Are you driving?" "Yeah, no, I don't." He said, "Well, I'm multitasking." I was like, "Well, in my program, if you're going to multitask, I'm thinking your two tasks should be to get your stuff in storage and find your ass another place to live." I'm just saying, okay? You're multitasking. Are you kidding me right now? This is like the most important thing ever, and you're multitasking because you don't want to take the time. Oh, there's the problem. It's the time. I know people call me all the time. Dude, don't call me. I don't take calls on lawsuit packages. You can get the coaching online or whatever. Now, before we start here, the main thing that is missing from the update that Nikki sent in. This is another Nikki. It wasn't the Nikki that everybody wants to help. So this is a new Nikki, and she actually spells her name differently. But anyway, so the main thing that she's missing here is her plan of action, her game plan. She didn't add her game plan to it. You know what? This is what I think I need to be doing or whatever. And when you read her action there, she outlined everything in steps. Now, I'm just going to be honest here. I gave her a little bit of a hard time. She added some not personal, but extra stuff in there, her opinion, whatever. And so I gave her a little bit of a hard time. And so, Nikki, sincere, I apologize for giving you a hard time about your update because it wasn't too long. It actually, missing a couple of things that didn't pertain to the actual facts, like your opinion on some stuff. It was perfect. And that's what we're going to use tonight to help other people understand what works best when communicating with me about your situation. Now, first off, it works best to message me or if you're in the group, to put it in the group so other people can see it, because I'm sure other people are going through the same challenges as well. But at any rate, we're going to go over this tonight, and I'm going to just I took out a little bit of what she wrote because there were some things that were personal and there was some stuff that didn't need to be there. So we only want to talk about what's important here so people understand what they should be like considering if they have update or whatever that they like to email me or send over on. The best thing to do is to send it in the messenger or in the Facebook group. If you're not in the group, you can send it to me in Messenger. And someday you will be in the group if you make it through my harassment. So the first thing that she wrote in there was that this was for her debt collector's case. And she filed the $5.5 million sanctions, demand for sanctions, and the motion to dismiss for lack of subject matter jurisdiction. Now, those are two very powerful documents. If it would have been me, I would have filed them one at a time. I would have filed them one at a time. And this is a call that you have to make. I just hope that we're not making the call out of fear, because now two is not bad, but say I had someone file everything at one time and they barely got it done. They threw stuff in the trash can. Yeah, I talked about that in one of the videos. But you don't need to do that. To me, that shows a sign of fear. It does. It shows a sign of fear. And at the end of the road, you want to drag. Yeah, I would file the sanction motion. I would demand for sanction, jam in their face, and just wait to hear back and from hear what they got to say on that. You don't have to show nothing. If you file one document and if you've added the state, if you've added the judge, if you've added the attorney, or anybody on the eviction process that you need to add, then there's not now the sanction motion. You don't add it. The sanction demand for sanction. You don't add everybody to it. It's just for the attorney. But the demand to dismiss your counterclaim or your state lawsuit that you file before you go to So we're gonna just stick with this. So that's kind of what I would do. But you'll see in the end of this that Nikki has control. Okay, let's get to work here. So she says the attorney responded arrogantly and insufficiently in her opinion. And that part of her opinion is fine. The other part that I took out was too much. It was a review of stuff. So here's the reason. Here's the reason why the attorney responded arrogantly and insufficiently because you kicked his ass or her ass. When they are pissed, you're doing great. That's a good way to look at it. If they're pissed, you're doing great. And you know why you're doing great? Because you know what his number one job is. Well, you may only learn today, but your paperwork knows already what the attorney's number one job is. Now, we don't wait around for that because we don't like the waiver shit. So when you add the judge to the attorney's lawsuit or in the counterclaim, or you add the judge to your whatever, the judge has stepped down. The judge has to recuse him or herself. That's it. The judge is now a party to the case. The judge can't litigate the case they're a party to. They can't represent themselves. And the reason that you put them on there is because there's no damage or injured property. So the judge is acting, So what happens now with there's no judge? Well, we have a couple of cases that people are telling me, oh, well, they're just going to go ahead and do this and go ahead and do that, you know. Okay, so the way these fools roll is they're going to go for broke all the way down to the end of the street as far as they can. Now, someone messaged me in the live stream feed, and I didn't see it until after I shut down. So I'm thinking maybe it was about 10 minutes after I closed the camera that I actually got over and shut down YouTube. So they may have put it in after that. I didn't see it, but I would have certainly showed it on there. And they said that they had they deployed my 42 USC. They'd done everything like I said. They filed it as in state court because they didn't have time to do the counterclaim. And then they also filed it in federal court. And they said in the stream, you can go back and check it if you want to, that they said that the attorney contacted them and asked them what they wanted. Asked them what they wanted. So, and I talked about this in one other video. If you're going to get in here and be willing to do whatever it takes, you need to know what it is you want. She also said that guys was insulting her intelligence, as attorneys always do. Well, attorneys lie when their mouth is moving. And my neighbor said when they're breathing. So I'm going to go with that too. So I would disregard anything they said, anything the judge tells you, anytime. And I think this is the same person. I think I had another person that said that the judge was wanting them to do a bunch of stuff. I think this is the same person, but anyway. So, yeah, the judge wanted them to amend the claim and make all these changes and all this stuff, and I would be adding that judge's ass to my lawsuit because the judge has no business helping them. And he said the attorney, Niik said the attorney disregarded most of the facts in the document and listed a few defenses to name, and she named a couple. And, of course, they can't respond to the facts in the document, and that's what makes it so powerful. This is for the people who are coaching and the people who are doing this on their own. Forget about their case law was based off of their statutes, and it's their own crap. And the only time I use it is when I'm using it against their asses. But anyway, so the dude claimed that Rule 11, which is one of their rules for attorneys, they're supposed to do a reasonable pre-filing investigation before they file this stuff. And they didn't. If they had done that, they would have realized that the judge don't have jurisdiction because, it's a party or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I could go on for a while on that. But, you got to understand what I'm saying. So he's complaining that it's a federal rule and has no standing in state court. all of my documents are structured for a federal court. And we filed the 42 USC, we filed that right in state court if we need to. Oh, if you listen to their program and to their BS, they'll be, no, you can't do that. Oh, you can. Dude, one of the videos that I'm lined up to make is limitations. We put limitations on ourselves. No, we don't listen to none of that. Rule 11 states they're supposed to do a reasonable pre-filing investigation, or they can be jailed enough for sanctions. So why would, it's federal. So here's the thing. You can file Supreme Court case law in the lower court, state or, so you can file the higher court case law and stuff in the lower court. They don't like it. You know why they don't like it? They whine about it. They do not like it. They do not like it because it trumps all of their state court crap. That's it. It trumps their state court crap. Think about it. You can't file state court crap in federal court. Don't go that way. See, these are the things that you should be learning in the program to help you control the court process, okay? Because we're not up in here to get anybody to rule for us or to do anything for you, because they're all going to... If the attorney don't go sit his or her happy ass down, all of the people are going to be getting sued that's trying to help them. So that's kind of where we go on that. So if Rule 11 is federal, and then we're going to file it in state court because it applies. And he also noted that there's no Rule 11 in Maryland Rules of Civil Procedure. Well, we're not in Maryland. We're in federal. We're in federal land. Yeah, I just made that up. Yeah. So now the in question that we're getting to here is a question of whether or not there was time to file or there's value to file in federal court. So I hope I'm answering that question right now. Okay. State court crap. State court is crap. And if you spend any time doing this what they call legal stuff, I call it fraud prevention 101. If you spend any time doing this, you'll understand that the state court, the state laws and all that crap are just the federal court stuff. Yep, they're just the federal court stuff. And they've been twisted up to take out your constitutional damn rights. And then twisted again to fit into their statutes and codes. Checking everything out here. So one of the things that the attorney complained about is the sanction is supposed to be filed at the end of trial and not before. Well, I don't know. I'm not that smart. Okay, so I play football and I box. I'm not that smart. So here's the thing. If their asses can get in trouble because they didn't do a reasonable pre-filing investigation, why would I want to wait till they kick my my ass with a fraud before I did something? Oh, that sounds like another local rule. You scratch my back and I slap you in the face with my foot. Oh, look at that. I got a super sticker. 199,000. Damn. Thank you. Thank you, Zelda Lane. My wife and I'll come by and take you guys out to dinner when we catch. Oh, it's $1.99. Oh, sorry. I thought it was $100. No, I'm just kidding, Zelda. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I don't care if it's 25 cents. I appreciate it, and just to stick it up there because that lets me know that you find value. I'm sure if you had an extra 199,000, you would. Well, I would be happy with half. You would give the other half to my wife. Okay, never mind. Okay, let me stay focused. Where is the citation for that rule? I didn't know what the citation. You mean the address for it, Zelda? It's in my paperwork, hon. I have it right in the paperwork. It's Rule 11, Attorney Rule 11. It said they're supposed to do a reasonable pre-filing investigation before, And so, at the end of the day, okay, so guys, at the end of the day, it don't matter who you sue. You need to sue whoever it is that's trying to punch you in the face. I was going to say something else, but I have to say I'm learning how to say nice stuff. You have to sue punch you in the face. So if the attorney is going, if the judge is going to help them, then I'm thinking, I don't know, from the hood. If the judge is going to help them, then I'm going to need to sue the judge. I'm just. It's in the sanction motion, Zelda. I have the document structured already, and all of my stuff is in there. This stuff that I put in my documents, when I build these documents, sometimes I work on them for weeks and a few for months. The prosecutor package, I started out working on the prosecutor eliminator lawsuit package. I started out working on to get my wife out, and so I worked on it for several years. So, so I don't know. I mean, you'd have to buy if you invest in the package, then you'd have what you need. And so if you didn't invest in the package, you're going to have to go figure that out. So that's how that works. And well, I hope that your penny saving don't cost you to get your stuff thrown out in the yard. So I'm just saying. But I get it. I mean, everybody say, my stuff is really cheap and really inexpensive, and I'm saving pennies too and doing all the stuff myself. Someone made a comment in the last live stream, well, you should change some things. If you don't want us watching the other videos and only the updated videos or whatever, I never said only anyway, but whatever. Yeah, that would be great if I had a bunch of people that could do that, okay? But the people that I have is right here. Now, I have some support that helped me get this thing rolling, but they're not the people. I'm it. So, there you go. Zelda, it's in. I'm not going to look for it right now. I don't care. I just told you, it's in my documents. The rule 11. That's all I know right off the top of my head. I'm not looking at the document, and I don't really care about that. I'm giving you the information that you can take and go do what you need to do. If you want to save your pennies, you got to do the research yourself. Oh, well, thank you. But you're interfering with my program right now, and you're not ready to invest, so I'm going to let you chill while I finish up, if you don't mind. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so the sanctions, they're complaining because it wasn't supposed to be filed until the end of the trial. And you know what? That's pretty powerful right there. That's pretty powerful because that lets you know right there that the system that they structured is structured to help them finish your ass off with this stupid shit. So I'm just saying, why would you want to wait until they're done beating you in the face? Okay? If they're supposed to do this, I'm thinking I want to get it on the table right now. Okay? Because I don't trust the judge. And if the judge don't do what I'm saying here, then I'm going to sue the judge. It don't matter who you sue. It does not matter who you sue. You need to sue whoever it is that's trying to take your stuff and throw your family out in the street. So this one's the fifth one. Nikki said that the attorney was mad, and that the attorney said that I filed as a pro se defendant, and that the identity of who curated. I have to say these white people words. No offense to anybody. Okay, just relax. And the identity of who curated these documents will be revealed at trial since I'm under oath. And then she wrote some laughing in capital letters. I don't think the attorney wants it. You're gonna have to get the hell in line if he wants a piece of my ass, because I had 29 letter line back there. And the state tried to shut me. The state of Kansas tried to shut me down 3 times. So I'm still here. Okay, never mind. No, the Nikki that I'm talking about here is not the same Nikki that Zelda is talking about. This is a different Nikki. She spells her name Niik, and she's new. So Nikki, the legal coach, is total badass, and she's getting some stuff done all over the place. Well, helping someone get stuff done. So she also said the attorney's response was out of arrogance and not the laws. Well, our reply is not about the laws either. It's about the facts. I mean, just so you get that straight. If you get that straight, then you understand that there's no way they could argue the facts. There's no way they could argue the facts. Yeah, Zelda, we not trying to make legal coach Nikki the one that we're talking about tonight. Okay, you're killing her with that. So no, this is a new person named Nikki. She spells her name Niik, and she's going to be in the Facebook group as soon as we hook up. So in order to get in my coaching group, number one, have to feel like you're ready to do this, and not that you are here and need someone to hold your hand. Number two, you have to have your fear checked at the curb. And number three, you got to friend me on Facebook and to my name. I have people that, they're messing me. Well, what is your name? Are you kidding me right now? You don't know what my stinking name is, then you haven't done your freaking homework. They said I friended Coach Neighbor. No, my name is not Coach Neighbor. That's what I'm called, and I'm called some other stuff too. I've been called dirtbag. I've been told I need to be incarcerated 3 times by the same person. Oh yeah, and I was also called a penis head. So yeah, it's like, okay, that's a white dude. Okay, nobody's gonna say that. Okay, sorry. I'm about to get in trouble over here. No, it's okay. It's okay, Zelda. I'm gonna make sure everybody understands. So, you're talking about? No, that's all right. I think I have no problem being in charge. Yeah, my daughter asked me one day, Dad, how do you know when you're a dude? When I decide I'm gonna be in charge, everyone will know. So there you go. Welcome, Suzette. Suzette, my program don't allow that. It's not a program that allows you to go to state court, from state court to federal court. Now, We did do that in the beginning, and I did that with my sisters. I mean, my friend's case that I was helping her with, we like removed everything from state court over to federal court. But that was a lot of work. That was a lot of work, and you had to be an asshole to pull that off. So we don't do that anymore because a lot of people that do this are hard workers, but they're not assholes like me. So, and a few of the people that actually did that. But you know what? You don't have to do that now if you follow the instructional video. Okay, you don't have to do that because you're going to file your lawsuit if you're facing the eviction process. You're going to file your lawsuit in state court. The 42 USC, the lawsuit that you get, you're going to file in state. You're going to change the heading at the top, follow the instructions. I walk you right through it, and you're going to file that in state court as a state court claim. And then you're going to file your lawsuit in federal court. The federal court filing is what you're going to use to control everything. And this is what I want Nikki to understand. One of her questions in her thing was that she didn't think she had time with a few days left to go ahead and get the federal lawsuit filed. Well, all you have to do is change the heading at the top. Everything else is the same. Address the same, change heading, the names are all the same. Oh, wait, you'll have to flip the names around because your ass is the plaintiff now, bringing the fire. Now, there's no way that I would want to go to trial, okay? And they're not going to have a trial until they've already decided. Remember what we talked about at the beginning of this? You ever went to court and then left out of there thinking that they already had it worked out what they're going to do and they just screwed you over. And they already knew they were going to do that before you got there. So, yeah. Well, that's the way a trial is, a dog and pony show. That's what the country people call where I came from, it was called a shit show. I'm just going to say it. That's what it's called, a shit show. And that's what they're going to do. And it has nothing to do with the law. What it has to do with your inability to use the facts to beat them down and make them visualize the shared liability and go sit their happy asses down. So, and really, once you chase off the judge, then their ship is floating around in alimentary jurisdiction, and I don't care what they tell you. You know, the one person said, "Oh, they're moving ahead," and they said, "Whatever, without a judge." Well, I don't know. I know without a judge, no decision can be made. So, you know, with that being said, then if they're moving ahead, then maybe the judge didn't step down. Maybe the judge didn't step down. Maybe another judge, you know. So in Maxwell's case, they moved her foreclosure over to the property tax court and foreclosed on her on the property tax court. But after and so we're all over here, had them all blocked. And next thing you know, they come and evict them. Well, what the hell? Well, then we found out later that they moved over to the property tax court and got the eviction process from the property tax court. But they was in such a hurry, they didn't double check. And it turned out she'd already paid the property tax because her legal coach told her that was the only other way they were going to try and take her shit. So she paid the property tax, and she had the receipt, and she had the canceled check and everything. Yeah. So I know what you guys are thinking. How'd that work out? I can't discuss it because I don't I don't know. You all know that when attorneys get their ass kicked and the judge has to leave and go sit the hell down, they're going to make you sign a non-disclosure statement after they ask you what the hell it is you want. So what is it you want? Millions of dollars? No. Dude, seriously? Number one, you want your property deed delivered. I would want, I don't know what y'all ass want. I'm just going to talk for me. I want my property deed delivered to my house like the state law mandates it should have been done. And anytime that I'm talking to a judge, whether I'm in a hearing or right in his face, I'm going to interrupt. Excuse me. Your job here is to make sure that the state statutes are being followed, right? Correct. Well, I'm going to demand that you order these fools to deliver my deed to me as mandated by Statute 197-4686, where it says that the property deed is supposed to be delivered to the homeowner not registered in their office, and that registration in their office allowed the first illegal lien to be put against property. And the illegal lien that was put against property was the mortgage lien judgeship. Okay, I messed that up. Yeah, so think about it. If there were several people who owned property before a lien could be taken out on that property, all the owners are going to have to be present to sign. So the fact that the alleged lender accepted your signature proves that you own the property already and there's some stink. So my programs is that you're going to be filing filing a claim in state court to stop the players after you add the players to their own stuff. Or if you're not facing an eviction process, you can file a counterclaim, and that's a lot more fun because you don't have to pay. And in my program, Suzanne, in my program, the power that you have is limited by your own imagination or your fear. And I say that because when I was helping my friend, we decided to add the attorney's property to my friend's counterclaim. And when we did that, we had to look up the property to see who owned it, and it got really good. It turns out that the owner of the property was also his wife, so we added his wife to the counterclaim, and to make sure that she understood that. And we also added the Kansas Bar Association. Yeah, that's probably the first time anybody ever came after the Kansas Bar Association. Well, no, the second time. Exactly the second time. But I can't talk about them. But anyway, we added the Kansas Bar, and we had to serve her. The first time in their history that anybody was ever served a counterclaim. Because generally the counterclaim just filed in the case and mailed to them or whatever, you know. And it worked so well. They were really, really grumpy. No, Suzette. You're not listening to what I'm saying. So I'm going to suggest that you go to my YouTube channel and watch the updated instructional video, or the last eviction stopper video that I made, where we outline the steps that we use to crush the state court process. If you just go to federal court, and believe me, I've been doing this for a minute, helping people do all kind of shit. And if you just go to federal court and you don't crush them and send the judge packing, then they're going to get on the phone and tell them, dude, we got this. We'll move their ass up to the top of the eviction list. We just need 2 more weeks or 3 more weeks. And then that's how that's going to go down. Oh, just a notice of okay, so you're in the beginning of the non-judicial foreclosure process. Now, if you're in the beginning of the non-judicial foreclosure process, I would add the lender. I would add the lender if you're in the beginning of the non-judicial foreclosure process. And the reason I say that is because there's a little gray area there where the lender's saying that you still owe them money, and the attorney's saying they're working for the lender. But the lender has already done a charge off and wrote that shit off their books and done whatever. So I would jam up in that case. But if I was at the beginning, If I wasn't at the beginning of all of that, I would not have the lender in it. And if you're timid in court and have trouble talking shit, I would not put the lender in there. Well, thank you, Suzette. I appreciate that, but I'm gonna have to say that a couple of your questions are covered in instructional video, so I'm gonna have to make you run some laps tonight. Well, I don't, yeah, so we don't never go into any of that. You're right. It was never put into the trust. There was never any loan, and there was never any loan to put in the trust. What they did was they commercialized their promissory note and sometimes the deed of trust and all the other instruments and process them through the Federal Reserve for electronic credits. And modern money mechanics says that they are granted 9 times the amount in a demand deposit account. And like, how the hell can the bank be going broke? Okay. So if you guys have an update, the way that Nikki outlined her update is great. The shorter the better, without your opinions. I just need the facts. Now, the most important thing in your update is to have a game plan. Okay, this is what I think I need to do, coach. And so, now when I review that, I have an idea where you're at. I have an idea how your brain's working. I have an idea if you're up here in the front or if you're about to get stepped on. If you're about to get stepped on, or if you watched the instructional video several times and understand it. I have those now. I can do a better job of supporting you without a bunch of back and forth, because you outlined where you're at. You included what you think you need to do. That helps me understand. That helps me understand if you understand that they understand that you understand what you know what I'm saying, right? And it allows me to be more creative with the beat down that if we have to change things or whatever. So you guys keep that in mind, and if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, go to the beginning of this or on my YouTube, and the notification, I have what she wrote in the notification section so that everybody can see what we're talking about without me having to do a screen share. So thank you, Zelda, for the super sticker. And thank you guys for the value of sharing your time tonight. It's time to go get something to drink. Water. Good night, everybody.